it's Sam. As promised, I said I'd jump on and show you where I'm up to with all of my Daisy Doris. As most of you know, I've had a few months off, or minimal planning, put it that way. I haven't been off completely, I have been doing bits, but I realised that the last full completed Dory that I shared with you was January, and obviously we've just set up July, so that means February, March, April, May and June all still need to be cut up and finished. So I know that sounds like a lot of work, but as I said in my catch-up video, I'm back video, a week and I'll be fine. So I wanted to go through each of them, show you what I was doing whilst I've not been feeling well and whilst I've had 101 other things going on, and where I'm actually up to, and then what I need to do to finish off. Also, I'm really sorry if you can hear banging in the background. Chris is still working on the nursery. It's next door and we've got a new build house where the walls are like paper thin, so there's nothing I can do about it at the moment, I'm afraid. So January you've already seen, there's a completed flip through on the channel if you want to search back in the playlist. So that's all done and complete. That's the last time I was kind of up to date. And then I'll just run through these in order. I'll put July to one side because I've already shared my setup with you for that. So these are the ones that need finishing. So, and these are all in slightly different states of finishedness, if you like, so right through from February to June. So I'll just go through each one. So this is February's, and this is probably the most complete of all of them because I was fine for most of February. I was a bit off for the last week. We didn't know at this point that I was pregnant, but I was, so I was feeling a bit sickly and tired and just not knowing why. So it might be slightly behind where I normally am at the end of a month, but it's not too bad, it's not too bad. So we've got, obviously the front cover's all done and decorated and it's all covered and sealed. We've got the inside cover's done. I do a word a day on the month at a glance, that's all done. My notes page is all done. This page I put a picture in, so I could probably do putting something there, but it's not essential, to be honest. I could see that was just a day we were walking the dogs, so I might see if there's another photo from the same day and put that on there. That's a dashboard that's just stuck in, and I tend to do that to fill a page if I know that I'm not going to have time that month or there's not much going on that month. I'll just fill a page with one of the gorgeous dashboards because it looks beautiful. And there's lots of, these are the free printables and things as well. So they're all complete. So that's my weekly planning spreads, they're done. This needs filling in, so I need to fill in my journaling for that day. This was the day I actually found out I was pregnant, and this was one of the free printables. So I've put that in and put that we found out, but I was going to put a little photograph of we took the pictures of the test and things, so I'm going to put a tiny picture in there, so I need to do that and fill in that gap. And then on this side I was going to write about how we found out and what happened and that sort of thing, and again maybe a photograph. So I've got that to finish off, but I know what's going in there. This page I've got to do something with. I've dropped that card in, I might not use it in there, and I've put a little note saying Valentine's Day because I know I've got some nice photographs from Valentine's Day, so I could do that on there. And then I like to do a little moments page as well of kind of some of my highlights of the month, so I thought that might be, just because of the quote, it says there are so many beautiful reasons to be happy, so I thought maybe lots of little reasons to be happy would be good on there. So that needs finishing. This I was supposed to do in the month and didn't. I was going to do a gratitude list and I didn't get around to that. So again, I might just put some photos of things that I'm grateful for. And I could either do that as a full page spread. I will have to look and see how many photos I've got. Otherwise, I can just stick that down and just do half a spread. So that's going to be a quick one as well. I've got another memory keeping page or photograph page to do. Another one. Again, I could put that dashboard in somewhere. Maybe just do half page. But all my journaling's done. This is the bit that if I fall behind on, it really bothers me because it seems to take longer to catch up. So I've got all my journaling for all the days. This was when I was on holiday. I wasn't on holiday, I was working in Qatar, and I got really into sketching faces, and I just stuck one of those in because I didn't have much to say on that day. I was stuck in the hotel for 2 days just sketching, so I stuck one of those in. So that's all my journaling. And then I've got kind of a memory keeping spread at the end of the month, and that's it. So in that one, I've got 6.5 pages to do. So that's, that count that as 1 page and a half page. So I've got 6.5 of those to do. That's it. I've got none of the journaling. I've got none of the daily planning. I've not got the cover. I've not got any of the things that take me longer to do. So that one should be fairly quick to do. And I've got some quick ways of filling up the pages as well. And I think I'm going to share a video tomorrow on some of the ways that I'll catch up on that. Those 6.5 pages I could do in half an hour, so I'm going to share some ways of doing that tomorrow as well. So that's February, and then I have March. So March, again, all the cover's done. It does need covering. I don't know if you can just see how the washi tape's coming up. I do just put some clear gel medium on top of these just to seal it all. So this needs sealing, but it's not really a big job that at all. I can do them all together at the end. So again, my notes page is done and my word of the day, so I can see what's happening at a glance. This is another page that I was going to do kind of a gratitude or something, or currently list or something with, and again I think I actually might just stick that one down because it's so beautiful on its own that I'll just stick that down, I think, and then maybe do a list of things that I had to do that month, or you know, or some images, or I could just put a big selfie of us and what we look like at the moment. That's another thing I like to do. So just half a page to fill there. There you go, you can see I've stuck that dashboard down to fill that page. My weekly spread's done there, but yeah, I haven't completed these, so that's actually the name of the kit this month, but I just really liked it, so I've put that in. And that's what I do when I am not feeling well. I make sure this month was a write-off in terms of feeling sick. So I knew I was pregnant. I was between 5 weeks and 9 weeks this month, so just really ill, really tired, just not working. So what I do when I know I'm not feeling well, I already had the setup done before I started feeling ill, so luckily for that, but I literally just make a couple of notes of what we were doing each day. I sometimes do that on my phone. If I really can't get out of bed, I'll just jot a couple of things on my phone, and then I've got that. So when it comes to doing the monthly planning, I've got what we did each day, and I can just make it pretty with stickers using that. This is an acetate that I put in, but again, I've got my little post-it note of what I was doing. There are some days where I haven't got a clue, that I was probably doing absolutely nothing and just sleeping, and that's when I can put things like this in to fill the gap. So it's just a great big image. So I'm not worried about that at all when I've got blank days. It's another one and another one. So I didn't get any of my weekly spreads done this month. I've got another memory keeping page to fill, and another one, and another one, and again could use that as a tip-in or can glue it down. And another one. This feels like, even another two actually, this feels like a lot more to do this month. But I've got my journaling, so I know what I did every day. I've got all my journaling. I've got those post-it notes with kind of appointments and things on. I've got how I was feeling, what was going on. So I've got all those, so that's fine. And look, these, look, still sick, still want sleep, bed, 6 o'clock. That's it. I'm not going to try and fill it in. I'm not going to do anything else. Finished work early, need bed, 7 weeks. It doesn't need to say anything else. That's it. So I don't mind when the journaling, when I'm really not feeling well, I'll do one line, and it might be that I've written that in my phone and then I've written it up, you know, a couple of days later when I've got time and I'm feeling a bit better. So I just try and make sure that every day I jot down, whether it's just a sentence or whether it's a note on the post-it notes, or just on my phone, just something that jogs my memory of what was happening that day. And then when I do feel a little bit better, because I can sit in bed with, you know, I don't need anything except the Dory and my pen to do this. I don't need to do any of the pretty things. I just write, and that's it. And then I'll do the pretty things when I'm feeling better or want to craft. And there you go, that's another pretty empty one. Just write off today. I'm 8 weeks today and just want to curl up in a ball and sleep. That's it. But that's completely fine. That's what was going on. That's what I did. And that's fine. That's true to what happened that day. So I don't have a problem with that. This is another little trick that I do sometimes when I know I've got a quiet day. So there wasn't much going on these weeks, but I was starting to see a baby bump. So what I've done is I've drawn around a 3x4 card. I don't know if you can see it, there's a very faint pencil line. Drawn around a 3x4 card, so I've got the size right, and I've just written bump photo, because that was the first time I managed to take a photo where you could actually see that I was pregnant. So I know that's early, by the way, guys. I was really showing at 9 weeks. So there we go. So I can put that in there, so that fills up a big gap. And then when I do have a day where I feel a bit better, I can do a bit more journaling. But then I've got this half page to do as well. And that's it. I've just stuck a dashboard in the back. So for March, I've got 6 memory keeping pages to do. If I can find one, like that. And then I've got 4 of the weeklies to do as well. But that's fine, they'll be really quick. I mean, the weeklies take slightly longer, but you can do them fairly quickly, lots of big stickers. That's not too bad. And then, like I said, I'm going to share a video of how I fill in these big blank pages really quickly. I'm going to share that with you tomorrow. So that's not too bad. I've only got 6 of those to do in that one. It's March. And then April, again, the cover's all done. It's not sealed, so you can't really see it on that one. But yeah, the washi's coming up a little bit, so I need to seal that one as well. But the cover's done. Inside, my notes page is done. My word of the day is done. I try and do that every day as well. Might be easier when it comes to June to show you what my sort of daily routine is. I did manage to do a gratitude list, so each day I managed to do a word of the day and write a sentence for something that I was grateful for. I managed to get some of my weeklies done. Again, this was just, you know, on Wednesday afternoon, even when I just had half an hour, I was feeling a bit better, I'd just get my stickers out and even sit on the sofa and do that. I keep all of my stickers in the boxes, so I just can take the Cocoa Daisy box down and put it all together. I'll show you. I've got June sat next to me so I can show you them. So I just keep the box and keep it all in there. So I can just grab that and some scissors and glue and go and sit downstairs. I do have these to finish off before anyone thinks I'm going crazy. I was running out of alphabet stickers, but because it's white I can use my white pen, so I can turn that U into an O, so it'll say home, work and personal. That's what I'm going to turn those into, so I'm not going mad. They are words, I promise. And again, just stuck in one of the cards to fill up the gap there. My weeklies, I think I managed to do all the weeklies this month, so that was good. But again, just sat on the sofa with some stickers when I was feeling a bit better. This kit was perfect as well. This was called Silver Lining. This month I was feeling a little better. Let's see where I was. What was I? I was 13 weeks by the end of this, so I was starting to feel better. I wasn't over the sickness really till 16, 17 weeks, but I was definitely starting to feel a bit better and less tired. But I got made redundant this month, so typical. I can't do anything by halves, can I? But the whole kit was called Silver Lining, so it worked really, really nicely. All the cards and the stickers and things that were in it worked really nicely, and as I get further on, you can see it says just take one day at a time, silver lining. So I use that tip in to write all the silver linings, so I can have more choice over work if I'm working at home, spend more time with family, can relax and focus on the pregnancy, all those sort of things. The little stickers said without change there'd be no butterflies, so it was all these kind of positive quotes that just worked really well for this month for me. So because that dashboard worked perfectly with what was happening, I just stuck it in and left that as a full page. So that's my first empty spread, so I need to put something in there. I managed a pregnancy log as well, so a sentence a day. Okay, another empty spread, but I've got this beautiful dashboard, so again I could stick that in, or I'll have a look and see what photos I've got for this month. And my daily journaling, I managed to get that done as well. Don't get me wrong, I don't do this every day, the journaling. Like I said, I can catch up 2 or 3 days at a time. This card says everything is figure-outable, which perfect. And you can, which was when I was looking into working from home and freelancing. So I've got one double page spread there. Again, might put a dashboard in that side. Another one and another spare dashboard. And then I've got the back cover and dashboard. So that one has got, for April, only 3.5 pages that need finishing, which is nothing really. That's like that. So that'll be really, really fast to do. And like I said, I could just stick dashboards on some of those. Sorry, my camera's playing up. Could just stick dashboards on some of those and make it even faster, but that's quite an easy one. So it was dead easy in April. All I had to, well, didn't have to do, what I tried to do was one word, something I'm grateful for. Where's the middle? If I can find the middle, come on. Okay, it's vanished. Something, there we go. A quick sentence of what was happening with the pregnancy. And a bit of journaling if I could. If I couldn't, like I said, one word, and that would probably have jogged my memory and I could have filled it in later on. But it's not actually too much to think. It's, you know, a sentence of gratitude, a sentence on the pregnancy, 2 or 3 sentences in here. And if I didn't even have that, I could stick a picture in. So I tried to do a tiny bit every day, even if I was feeling sick. And that I feel like kept me on top. So the prettiness, the adding stickers, all of that, I only did when I was feeling better. So that was an easy one. So like I said, in there I've got 3.5 pages to do. And then, okay, so this is May. This one has the cover to do. I obviously wasn't feeling as creative in May, so I've still got the cover to do on that one. So that might take me a little bit longer, but I do always use the dashboard. So that's a good chunk of it done, and then it's just a case of finding some layers really. Again, the notes page done, word of a day done. I wrote out a currently list, but I didn't finish it, so that's okay. It's not too long ago that I can't remember what I was, you know, what book I was reading and that sort of thing. So I can start looking at those and fill that in really quickly, and maybe put some photo down here that relates to something on there. My weeklies, I think I did, yeah, I did the first one, and then I didn't have a chance to do the second, to the rest of them. So again, I've just got to post it, one of the notes with what happened every day, and then I can just make those pretty when I get a chance. So I've got 1, 2, 3 and a half and a bit to do with those. And again, I've got what I did. I've got a dashboard, a little card there that I could stick in there if I need to fill up a gap, or I can turn it into a tip-in. I've got my story to do, but again, I could do that in photos. There's another empty page with a dashboard. Pregnancy log, I managed to write a sentence every day for that, so that's really good. Another empty page, the dashboard, empty page, dashboard, but my journaling's done. And again, this is another one where I didn't do anything that day except I took the dog to groomers and that's it. So I've just drawn a pencil outline of a space for a photograph, and I'll put a before and after photo in there of him. That fills that gap. Journaling. I was definitely feeling better this month, so I could journal, that wasn't a problem. I just couldn't, I was very tired, so I couldn't do much for long, so by the time I'd done my journaling, I didn't have energy to do creativity things. So again, there's a dashboard that could stick in there and call that done. Or I'll see if I've got loads of photos, but I doubt it. It was just me sleeping and being ill most of the month. And again, I could just stick that in the back cover. So for May, I've got 3.5 of the like planner pages to do. I've got the currently page to fill in, which isn't a big deal. And then I think, oh sorry, I've got 4 of the weeklies to do, and then I've got 3 of the blank memory keeping spreads to do. Not that I can find one now to show you, like that. And the front cover. So that might take a little longer, but that's not too bad. Now June is a bit of an odd one because I didn't even get my daily journaling done in June in here. I did do it, but we were on holiday for the first 2 weeks of June and I didn't take, well, I'm lying, I did take my Cocoa Daisy, but I didn't take it out and about with me, and most of the time we were sat sort of in the pool or we went out for the day, so I didn't carry it around with me, I left it in the hotel. So I actually ended up doing my daily journaling in a different little mini journal, like a little travel journal, and I'm going to do a separate video on that because that's how I journaled my holiday and what I did and what supplies I took and things, so I'm going to do a separate one on that. So what I did try and do every day when I got back to the hotel was my word of the day. I've got my cover and my notes to do. My word of the day, I've got the last few to fill in, but again, all my journaling's in my other notebook, so that's not a problem. I haven't filled in any of these. Again, I haven't filled in my weeklies, so this was set up when I set up my planner. I set these up and I've just put on post-its what we did each day because I've got my other journal, so I know what I did each day. I know all the silly stories that I need to put in, that type of thing. So I've got all my weeklies to do in this one. Empty memory keeping spreads, but I've got so many photos from holiday that these will fill really quick. I did do a pregnancy log. Again, I've got the last couple of days just to jot in there. So I wrote a sentence every day in there. Again, I've got more memory keeping spreads to do, and I've got my back pages journaling to do. The reason I haven't done daily journaling in this is because I'm not quite sure what to do with this. Because I've got daily journaling in my holiday one, I don't know whether to just repeat it and do exactly the same, or whether to do something different with these pages, whether to somehow incorporate that mini journal into here. I don't know. I haven't decided quite what I'm doing yet. So for the first 2 weeks I might just duplicate it because it was the first 2 weeks we were on holiday. So I haven't quite decided how to tackle that yet because I don't really want 2 journals with exactly the same writing in. So I might just do photos in here and more simple writing, or I'll have to have a look. Oh, sorry, knocking the camera, guys. So I haven't got all my journaling in here, but I have got it. So all I did in here every day was, like I said, a word of the day and a sentence in my pregnancy log. That was it. So the rest of the June needs filling up. But like I said, I've got loads of photos. So that's where I'm up to, guys. So it's really not that bad. In total, I've got, in terms of completing the last 5 months worth of Dories, I've got 19.5 pages of memory keeping to do, photographs, that type of thing. I've got 8 of the weekly planner overviews to do. I've got 1 currently list and 2 front covers. And I promise you I can get that done in an afternoon. It's really not a big deal. So if you want to see some of my ideas for how I'm going to do that, I'm going to share some process videos as well, working in each of these and catching up. And then by the end of the month, they'll all be done and I can just concentrate on finishing off July's and moving forward. I'm going to do, like I said, a video showing you, using some of my old Dories, how I deal with blank pages at the end of the month when I've got to fill them up quick. Some ideas for filling them up fast, what you can put in them, what you can write, journal, that sort of thing. So I'm going to share that tomorrow with you. But until then, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!